People have acknowledged that there are black Americans, black Germans, black Italians, and black British people. However, people seem to chuckle when faced with the concept of a white African. Truth is, there have been white Africans for hundreds of years, even before colonization, and if you want a light introduction on the white Africans of various descent, you are in luck. Anyways, here are the white people of Africa. Like, subscribe, and share please to help us. Thanks and enjoy. There are close to 5 million white Africans spread out all over the continent, with the majority residing in South Africa. Even though there are 4.6 million white South Africans, they still make up about 9% of the population of South Africa. They are not the same though, as you have those of Dutch descent and English descent. If you listen closely, they do have different accents. Those of Dutch descent or Afrikaners sound like this.
We believe that minority groups also have a right to be taught in their own language like Afrikaans.
While those of English descent sound more like this.
First of all, if you don't know, I'm South African. Second of all, the South African accent is one of the hardest to
Afrikaners are also citizens of Namibia, Botswana, and Zimbabwe due to a history of relocation from South Africa. As you move up the continent, you will get more white Africans, but they are not as concentrated as they are in the southern Africa. This comes due to colonizers choosing to remain on the African continent after independence. You have many white Africans of French descent living on the extreme west of Africa in nations like Senegal, Ivory Coast, and Burkina Faso, and others living in the northern parts of Africa, mainly between Tunisia, Morocco, and Algeria. This is partly due to colonization again, and the distance between North Africa and Europe. Though the Portuguese arrived in Africa way before other Europeans, they do not hold a high population on the continent, but you will find the most Portuguese Africans in Angola, before South Africa and Mozambique. Other countries with Portuguese Africans include Cape Verde, Guinea-Bissau, Sao Tome and Principe, and a few others with populations beneath 10,000. Though many would not associate Italy with Africa, you do have some Italian Africans. Libyans had over 100,000 Italians before many fled from the wrath of Muammar Gaddafi. Now there are barely 20,000 in the country. Italians are scattered throughout Northeast Africa, but you will barely meet an Italian African. Though Germans were late to arrive in Africa, today there are about 50,000 Germans in Namibia, over 8,000 in Tanzania, and a few groups in Togo and Cameroon. White Africans of Spanish ancestry are a very small population. However, you will find almost 17,000 of them in Equatorial Guinea, accounting up for 10% of the population. Other European settlers that have decided to stay in Africa come from Norway, Serbia, Denmark, Sweden, Armenia, and Greece. When it comes to the influence of languages, it's clear that some of these national languages of African countries are influenced by the early settlers. However, it's not rare to get white Africans speaking the native language of some countries. You have some white Africans that speak Yoruba, Zulu, and even Swahili. So Africa has long been a melting pot of a continent like other parts of the world, as there are other races on the continent as well. Many had the chance to relocate but chose to stay on the motherland. If you're a white African, it would be great to see a comment below, repping which African country you come from. Thanks for watching. Will we see you in the next one?